So step two. Step two is already a big step compared to this. And the first one in some teams is already very, very hard also. Step two is going to self-service, both for external and internal APIs. So that means distributing the APIs on a portal, just like public open API you can find on the web. Okay, so the kind of experience that you have when you use open APIs of, I don't know, Twilio, Twitter, and so on. So 3 levels of maturity. First, document your API. So, okay, you have the right API on the right data and function, but put some documentation on it so that maybe somebody else as you can use it. They think that they are going to use it and without you. This is already good. And then distribute it on the portal and provide this automatically, at least for development experience. Okay, so this is already good. It reduces really the time of projects to do this. And so integration cost and length is reduced. And of course, we want to reach also for production self-service distribution. So for this, we had to build developer portals, internal and external developer portal for Orange, integrated with our API gateway, so to deliver the self-service experience. So the objective is first for the consumer, whether external developer or internal developer, to be able to consume the APIs within minutes and not weeks or months sometimes. So this is one of the benefits of the self-service distribution, but also to make it easier for all teams to do this. We also now added some feature to our infrastructure, which is also the teams who are already used to do this, they can do it on their own. So now we provide what we call self-publication. Also for the teams who develop the APIs, they can put it on the distributor, on the developer portal by themselves. So I go quickly to examples also. You can find public APIs, of course, on the public website of Orange about APIs, developer.orange.com. You can locate the closest store if you want, if you need to go to buy something. But more and more APIs also are partner APIs, which are configured as hidden, so you won't see if you're not a partner and you're not invited to use them. And so we have, for instance, Check ID API, which are used by partner to help secure digital enrollment. And within the group, there is some bank which is using it. And more also internal APIs here address completion and validation API as internal provided to project development. And just to finish, so this step 2, we're in the middle of it, and it depends on the geography, on the region of the countries. Some CIOs are really invested in this transformation. We are providing the right tools to them, and we are really pushing this both for internal and external API across all the countries. So now it's close to the end of the presentation. It's good because there's still wet paint. So how we catch up with modern application architecture and help countries and all projects dealing with the new trend of architecture with PaaS, microservices, multi-cloud, and so on. For our organization, the first impact is on the API management infrastructure that we have set up. I've shown you the portals, but underlying there is some API management with gateways and so on. And it's distributed and installed in some data centers, some zones, and not everywhere. And of course, we are setting up also new PaaS environment in different data centers and so on. So we are at the moment thinking of how we can make this evolve. Of course, in all the different zones, from all the different zones, we can use our existing API management solution as a service, so remotely accessing the gateways of the API management. So maybe, I don't know, you have an application in Madrid, you want to access to Romania, and you go maybe through Poland and so on. So we can do this. The cons is some latency. There's still some network to go through, and maybe it's not always the best. Is it completely scalable? We are thinking short term. Also, we have some firewalling issue and networking and routing issue between the different zones. So it's real fun. So if you want to distribute APIs within minutes, but it takes months to open firewalls and configure and so on, you have not delivered the benefits of the API transformation. So putting gateways at the edge of those zones is something that we'll probably be doing this half or at least this year. It will help with all the firewalling, so no network issues anymore. We trust those gateways, and you can directly consume all the APIs there from there and so on. And more midterm evolution, integrate API management and gateway within the services of the PaaS, platform as a service. So a lot of pros, a lot of advantages. It's scalable with apps. It's really embedded in the cloud native infrastructure architecture of the application. But we are not sure it's completely wet also on the vendor side and the solution and so on. So we need to catch up with this and do some tests and evaluate this. And in the long term, yes, we think that maybe all this would be completely fusion between the service of the infrastructure of the platform as a service and the API management. But I'm not sure it's completely this year. So to sum up, we have to deal with the organization. We are a federation, so we need to align on some common principles. Of course, technology, but also industry standards, and having API templates, API standards in our industry is really a helpful tool for us. And we are strongly adopting self-service distribution, both for external but also internal APIs across all the countries, and it's a big step for us. And our new big challenge is to understand how the microservice, cloud-native app design, multi-cloud, hybrid, public, private will solve this and still be able to manage all the APIs and support the teams. So I don't know if you have questions, but we'd be really interested to understand your views and see how you proceed within your organizations to make all the teams adapt the practice. Thank you.
Is there any questions?